Hello, beautiful souls. Good night or good morning, whatever time it is for you. I'm doing a late night quick message. First of all, I want to talk about something that I talked about, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks ago. I made a video about, and I just heard it out in the energy today. Out in the energy, and I was waiting for it to come out. When I talked about these people about stealing work, the divine feminine, divine masculine's work, when I talked about watching a video, and one of the videos that I was watching, literally his content was like literally being in my head. I swear it came out of my head for what I thought when I was talking, it was basically like the same that I was thinking of. And Spirit told me that they do this, that the karmics have been stealing our work, and I just heard it come out in the energy. And one thing I've noticed is that I've had celebrities come in my dreams, and I'm not going to say no names because it doesn't really matter, come into my dreams, and it all has something to do with like fertility or a child or a job or something like that. And I got to thinking birth, creativity. What do you think when you come to fertility? You think of creativity. So they're astral traveling into your dreams and stealing your creativeness. To make sure y'all listen to frequencies, okay? To cleanse, for protection. Also say your prayers. Now they're not getting in. Like, I can usually tell when somebody's tapping in my energy, and I'll call on my spirit team to shut that door really quick. And it'll get shut. I can feel it getting shut. Like, I can literally, if somebody was pulling on my energy for information, say like, for example, for a tarot reading or something, I can feel when somebody's doing that, like pulling on my energy, and tell them like, you have no permission to get in my energy, to tap in. Or they try to see through your eyes. When your eyes go blurry, they're trying to see too. Tell your spirit team to shut that door, or tell Father to shut that door. Let's see. There was a few things I wanted to talk about. Another thing that I wanted to give a download about is that about releasing your emotions. Last night I come across a movie called My Life, and it's about a guy who had cancer, and he was going to go see a healer. He was trying to get rid of his cancer, but he couldn't. And the guy talked about releasing. He needed to release that anger. Now, some of you have made it, are going to make it to your last lifeline. Some of you will be coming back to whatever God chooses. I don't know what's for you. But what I'm saying is that you want to release these emotions. You don't want to take it into the next lifetime. And another thing that I was thinking about today, I was listening to a song called Hard Sun. It's by the guy, the head lead singer from Pearl Jam. Beautiful song. And I got emotional listening to it. It was almost like the universe was grabbing me and saying to me, don't think about how far you've come material-wise. Tell them to think about how far you've come, how you feel. And that song took me back to a place where, like, literally took me back to a room where I used to hear it when I was in such a lower vibration. And it almost made me go like 360 degrees around the room around the place I was staying and feeling the emotions the whole time I was there in literally 30 seconds. And I started to tear, like cry. And it wasn't nothing like I was crying because it took me back to that darkness. It took me back as a reflection of like, look how far you've come by how you feel. Okay, that's what the universe is trying to tell you. Not about what you got in your bank account, what kind of car you drive, or, what kind of house you have. Because none of that matters. Okay? You're not taking any of that material with you to the other side, right? The universe is spirit saying, think about how far you come and how you feel when you wake up every day, how grateful you feel for what you have, being in the moment, and you're happy, and you're just, you let things go now. You don't, they want me to shut up. You don't carry a burden anymore. How quickly you could balance yourself when you get angry, and you could bring yourself back down to calm yourself down. You may get triggered for a second, but you can always bring yourself back down really quickly. That's balance. You don't let things get to you anymore. You don't care what people say about you. You're being you. And a lot of people try their whole life just to be them with no mask. And the people are afraid to do that. They worry about too much what people are going to think. And the karmics, they only wish they can do that. That's what the universe is saying. Be proud of how far you came. And I think about that when I was in that moment, like the universe was literally having me spin around in a whirlwind in that moment. Listening to that song took me back to feeling how low I was. And this was literally like in 30 seconds, how low I was to how I feel now. I was so proud of myself, and that's what Spirit's saying. Be proud. Be proud of how far you've come on how you feel. Don't worry about what nobody says. Be you, baby. Because I'm telling you, when you go to the other side, you're the only ones going. Okay? And the universe and Spirit want me to let you know that. To be proud of that. Because you've come such a long way from times where you didn't want to get out of bed to where you wanted to die, but now you want to live. You love life. You ain't got much, but you happy. You're happy be by yourself. You have no problem. You know how a lot of people can't even be by themselves? They're afraid to be alone. That was one thing way back. That was one of my fears, was I was afraid to be alone. I always was looking for that relationship, how I was in relationship after relationship after relationship, where I never got to spend single time to myself. And that's what God had to sit me down and do. He had to sit me down for me to be single so I can learn more about myself, so I can go within. And Spirit wants to say, you've done an awesome job to be proud of that. And Spirit is so proud of you. The universe is so proud of you. And they wanted me to give that message to you. Another download I got too, this is crazy. I was watching the movie Schools today, and I brought this up in another past video. And what's so crazy is, one part of the movie, when they talked about the book, and it said, you live by the rules and you die by the rules. And when the guy said the chapter was, I don't know if he said page 119 or something like that. You have to go back and check the movie. But it basically was the number of 911, but the number scrambled. When that part of the movie came on, the time on the clock was 9:11. Now, not only that, when I was reading one of the comments, and somebody made a comment to the movie, and they put hashtag 808, the time was 8:08. Okay, and as I got from that is 808 stands as above, as As above, so below, right? What you give out is what's going to come back to you. Now, I got to download that something about in the higher ups, not all of them now, I repeat, not all of them. Somehow, when the guy talked about, there was a good guy in it where he was like, you're pushing the limit too far. Okay, because the higher ups, they know the secrets. They know there's a dark and a light. But long as there's balance, they want to try to keep it a balance so it doesn't fall back. Meaning like they might do something to, I don't know, do something that's dark, but then turn around and do something that's light, like go give charity $1 million. But I'm hearing Spirit say that it's not in the heart anymore. It's gone too far out of balance. Like people are doing way beyond, and there's somebody that's in the higher up that's went too far, and there's somebody in the higher ups is letting them know they went too far. That there's some of them that's working in our favor, that they know that the wrath of God is going to come upon, that there's some people you just don't mess with. There's some of God's chosen you don't mess with, that there's a few of them that might have to get sacrificed because they just don't know when to stop. And some of them stand for something. Something about we live by the rules, we die by the rules. Basically that there's rules. There's rules to it. And that's what Spirit kept pushing me out. And these people, some of them, not all of them, let me repeat. I know that there's some that are good guys out there. And I give much thanks to you guys for really helping the chosen. But there are some that's really breaking the rules, and they know they have to clean up the mess. And I got a big, strong confirmation on that this morning. And another thing, too, I know this is crazy. I don't know why Spirit is showing me this, too. And I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Frozen. Okay, it was about these 3 people that was stuck on a ski slope that got stuck for the weekend. They closed down the ski slope. Somehow they ended up stuck and they shut down the whole park, and it was at night. Only one person made it out alive, okay? It was 2 guys and 1 girl. There was 3 of them on the lift. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's Frozen. Okay. And I used to wonder and think, why did that girl survive? Because both of the men didn't. One jumped off trying to save him, but broke his legs and got attacked by the wolves, because there was wolves. Like, they knew they were hungry. They were hunting them down, right? So the 2 people had to watch. The girl and the boy had to watch. The one that fell and broke his legs, jumped from the ski cliff. The wolves ate him, like attacked him and ate him. Okay? And then, as the time went on, the other one actually climbed down and was able to get down to go get help. He ended up getting killed by the wolves. The girl finally gets down because the thing starts to break. She finally gets down, and I remember that in the movie, she got past the wolves. The wolves even saw her, but did not eat her. And I would always think, like, why didn't they eat her? Because maybe they wasn't hungry anymore. Later on down the road, Spirit told me why. Because as they was having conversations, this is something that I noticed. One of them was her boyfriend, and one of them was the boyfriend's friend. The boyfriend was in his ego. He was always trying to be a hot shot. Just kind of an asshole, egotistical. The other one was he was a nice guy, but there was something about the conversations they had on that ski slope. When they were all up there, they were talking about, like, kind of the things that they were cold, they were missing. And one thing that the girl said, like, the one dude was like, man, when I get home, I'm going to call that girl, because he met a girl before he went on there. And I'm not going to try to go on. But he talked about when he went to go home, he wanted to call that girl. But the one thing that girl was worried about was her dog at home, starving, and thinking about, because her dog was like her child, thinking about, she's never going to see me again. She's going to go hungry and starve. Her pure heart, her pure intention Something about the wolves know and can smell. Okay? And another thing Spirit was showing me, the movie Twilight, the very last one, where Jacob imprinted on Bella's daughter, meaning like he fell in love with her. And the number one rule of the wolves was, once a wolf imprints on a girl, they cannot touch her. They cannot touch her no matter what. Something about with wolves, I don't know if it's because it's my, the native spirit. I know I have a lot of spirit people. And I also watched a movie called American Honey the other day, and these two soulmates come together. I'm not even going to give what that movie's about, but they would always howl and call out to each other as a sound of wolves. And the guy would always talk about he was a wolf. The Spirit keeps leading me down about that. I'm trying to think if I got everything out. I think that was the quick downloads I got out. That you remember, you're exactly where you need to be. Oh, and another message too. Father's saying, make sure you pray for others, okay? Pray for your loved ones right now. I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but right now it's crucial not only you pray for yourself, but you pray for your loved ones, okay? Do this every day, many times you can, okay? And also too, if you go to church, okay, I'm not going to talk about a conversation I had with somebody, but this is a message I want to get out. You got a great relationship with your pastor, your preacher, whatever, that's fine. Don't put and I hope people will understand what I'm trying to say in this. I'm not saying your preacher, your pastor's a bad guy. Don't put your faith in that preacher or your pastor to fix everything. Put it into God. When you go talk to your preacher about things and you're lost in faith, don't look to man to fix it. Look at God. Because Father is telling me, and I'm not saying that your pastor or preacher is false, but I'm saying there are some out there that are false prophets, and people are looking at their preachers as their savior. They're going to fix things. Look at God. Look at Father. Okay? Go to Him first, is what I'm hearing Father say. Come to me first. And that's all I'm going to tell you what I heard Him say. That's basically it. I wanted to give this quick download. They're doing a lot of chakras. As you can tell, my voice is a little raspy. They're trying to also too, karmics are sending out energy to be sick, colds, flus, stomach viruses. Be careful, watch what you eat right now. I've noticed that energy's been put out. I wasn't the only one saying it. Another thing too, I got to download. Something about taking somebody out before there's a court date coming up. They want to take somebody out before a court date. And this could be anybody. I'm just telling you what I've been hearing, because I was watching a documentary on the Iceman. And I'm not going to give all the downloads I got on that. But the Iceman, and you know what Spirit said, don't let me get into all that. Something about taking you out before a court date. Something, the money. But I just wanted to get those quick messages out. I'm not going to ramble on. You're getting the downloads too. Okay? The confirmations are coming up. I'm telling you what. And just know too, you're getting sick too. And if you are getting these attacks, you're not getting them as bad as they should be. But remember, they're also ascension symptoms, because the more they attack you, the more higher you go in ascension. I'm telling you, you're going to have sick symptoms. There's nothing you can get out on that. I got that straight from the Pleiadians. You are going to be sick. Cold, upset stomach, because you're going to a higher level. It's okay. Get your rest. Drink water. I say that to myself. I'm not going to be no hypocrite. Drink more water. You're getting the downloads. Be proud of how far you come, on how you feel, baby. On how you feel, not what you got in your pocket. You've come so far, and I love you, and I'm not going to stop sending love and light out to you, okay? Peace, love, and light. 333, baby, all day long. Mwah.